Yeah, hi everyone. See, yesterday I explained about that scanner classes and all. And here we have discussed the logical programming up to conditional statements only. So all conditional statements we discussed, like including if block, if else block, right? If else if block and the nested if block we have discussed. But we didn't discuss that looping control statements. Today let me explain introduction to looping statements and all programs on for loop. I'll explain. The first thing is what is loop, what is loop, and what is the difference between block and loop. Block and loop, see, all these are what we have discussed as of now. All these are called blocks. What is the difference between block and loop? Block executes only once, but loop executes until condition become false. Until condition become false. With one simple example, I'll explain. Simple example. Suppose a loop starts and it will check the condition. Here it is a loop start. Suppose first I'll explain with the block. It will check the condition. If the condition is valid, if condition is true, it will execute the logic. After execution of logic, block statements, then it will go to end. Directly, it will go to end. Logic and end. Even though the condition is valid, how many times it will execute means what? Only one time it will execute. Only one time. That is called block. That is called block. Sir, if it is loop, how it executes? Same start, condition is true, condition is true. If condition is valid, after executing the logic, again it will go and check the condition. Again it will go and check the condition. If condition is valid, again it will execute the logic. Again it will go and check the condition. Sir, then when it will come to end? It will come to end. It will come to end only when the condition fails. Only when the condition fails, it will come to end. That is the simple difference between block and loop. Okay. How many looping statements are there? How many looping statements are there? There are three types of loops. One is a for loop. Second one is a while loop. Third one is a do while loop. Sir, when we use for loop, when we use while loop, and when we use do while loop, three loops are there. First, these two important. Once you understand while loop briefly, easily we can understand the do while that I'll explain followed by. When we go with the for loop, we use for loop only when we know exactly number of repetitions, how many times you have to repeat the loop. Sir, suppose I want to repeat 1 to 10. 1 to 10 numbers I want to display, or 10 to 1 numbers I want to display. Array starting point to ending point I want to display. Array end to start in reverse I want to display. So you know exactly the starting point as well as ending point also. Then we can go with the for loop. When we go with the while loop, when we know only start and when we don't know end, when we don't know end, then we can go with the while loop. For example, reading file character by character. See, file starting point we know, but how many characters are present? Like a character by character, okay. How many times you have to repeat? Suppose same reading file line by line. How many lines are there? Reading records from the database. How many records are present in the database? See, all these things, when we don't know exactly how many times you have to repeat, then you must go with the while loop. If we keep on writing the logics, then you will understand exactly where we use a for loop and where we use a while loop. And here, before going to understand the concept of loops, one more important point we need to learn. So what is that? Suppose x value 5 is there. X value 5, right? Simply I'll explain like this. Here it is a x value 5. I just want to add +1 to this x. In how many ways we can means what? X is equal to x plus 1, or x plus is equal to 1, or x plus plus. Anything you can use. Anything. In the same way, sir, x is equal to 5. I just want to subtract by 1, -1. It's the same story. X is equals to x minus 1. X minus equals to 1. X minus minus. We can use this one. But remember the point. Here it is the same x is equals to 5. If I want to add more than 1, +3 I want to add. We use like x is equal to x plus 3, or x plus is equal to 3. You can't go with the third option. In case of +1 and -1, we can better we go with this option because seems to be simple. Because in loops we use these things. But when we want to add more than, right, either you go with this option or this option. Any one option you can choose. Because in loops everywhere we follow this concept. That's why I'm explaining this one. Now back to our concept. For loop, first, I just want to display values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So where to start and where to end? Where to start? Where to end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, here it is a starting point is 1. I equals to 1. Ending point is a 5. Where to start, where to end you need to write. It is ending with a 5. Here you must use less than or equals to 5. Why? I'll explain. It is increasing 1 by 1, 1 by 1. 1 by 1, 1 by 1 is increasing. So here it is I plus plus. See here, y less than or equals to. See, starting with 1. This is starting point. Ending with 5. This is ending point. Previous values all are lesser values only. Less than or equals to. We should stop here. That's why. And increasing one by one. So I plus plus we are using. I plus plus. In the same way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are using. Now where it starts? I equals to 5. I greater than or equals to 1. I minus minus. Look at this. Starting with 5. Ending with 1. Sir, why greater than? Look at this. Previous values all are greater values only. All are greater values. This is the way. And every time the value is decreasing one by one. So these points are very, very important. If it is increasing order, less than or equal to. If it is decreasing order, greater than or equals to. These things we need to understand. Okay. Now in the same way, so suppose 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 is easy. I equals to starting with the 2. I less than or equals to 12. Lesser values. Here it is what to write? I equals to I plus 2 because every time it is increasing with the 2. Or you can write I plus is equal to 2 also. Every time the value is increasing by 1. By 1. In the same way, suppose 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. I equals to 50. I greater than or equals to 10. I is equal to I minus 10. This is the way we need to display all values. Let me show you few simple examples. How to write the loop means what? For int, where it is starting, where it is ending, and increments. Simply printing I, of course. System.out.println I. See, I'll show you one example. Then you can write for I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5, I plus plus, just printing system.out.println I. Println I. Just run this. Look at the output 1 to 5. If you want to display any message like I value equal to, when you run the code, I value 1, I value 2, I value 3, the message will display like this. Is the simple example. Okay. Based on this, you please try few examples. Among 4 I have given. Just try few examples quickly. Just 2 minutes quick. Now, a few more types of examples I'll explain. Not only this, a very important concept is, sir, suppose here I'm just repeating the loop from 1 to 5, 1 to 5, but inside what you are printing is always matter. See, whenever you are printing I and it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we always thinking that okay, we always print I value only inside the for loop. That's not true. You can write anything inside this question mark. Sir, what is this question mark first of all? What is this question mark? See, in place of question mark, what you are printing? In place of question mark, what you are printing? Suppose if you are printing a message called hello, message is hello. Here it is a 5 times message hello will print. Hello, 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 hello. 5 times hello message will print. Suppose if I am printing in place of this one, if I am printing star, then here it is a 5 times that star will print. 5 times a star, 5 times. Suppose if you print I, what will print? If you print I is multiplied with I, what will print? If you print I mod 2, what will print? If you print I mod 2 equals to 0, what will print? See, my question is, inside the loop, you can print anything. You can print anything. Suppose if you print I, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will print. If you print I into I, 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 4 into 4, 5 into 5, it will print like this. I mod 2, I value 1, 1 mod 2, 1, 2 mod 2, 0, divisible remainder na, 3 mod 2, 1, 4 mod 2, 0, 5 mod 2, 1. But look at this, 1 mod 2 equal to 0, nothing but 1 equals to 0. True na? No, false. 2 mod 2, 0, 0 equal to 0. Yes, it is true. 3 mod 2, 1 equal to 0, 0 equal to 0, 1 equal to 0, like this. The values will print based on what we are printing. So inside the for loop, in place of this question mark, anything you can print. Do this quickly, everybody. Just check the outputs right now. See here, we are repeating the loop not only with integer values. We can also repeat to display the characters. Suppose if I want to display, write A to Z values for character, just repeating the characters from A to Z, capital A to capital Z, capital Z, CH plus plus. Then automatically it will repeat. System.out.println. We are printing CH, but here we learn important points. It will display the values from A to Z. Okay. A to Z printing. Okay. But not only this, I just want to print ASCII values from A to Z. ASCII values. For every character, behind there is an ASCII value, integer value. If you want to display, suppose if you take this character, CH, look at this, plus some equals to sign, plus again CH. Left side one time CH, right side one time CH. In between, I am printing equal to. Now, output is like this. Here, left side A, right side A equals to. Now, this right side character, I want to convert into integer. Here, in parenthesis, you need to specify that int. The concept is called type conversion, typecasting. That right side character will be converted into integer. It will show the ASCII values. Capital A ASCII value is a 65. Capital B ASCII value is a 66 and so on. In the same way, for small a, small b, for all these things also, if you want to display, right, you can display that ASCII value. How can we display? Is the same one. To know that small a to small z, what are the ASCII values? Starting from 97. 97 to 122. Suppose if you forgot, right? Nothing but instead of remembering the things, simply you can follow this approach. Sir, total how many ASCII values are there? How can we display means what? ASCII character set. ASCII character set consists exactly 256 characters. So you need to repeat the loop from 0 to 255. Here it is. It's not character now. Look at this. Integer I equals to 0. I less than or equals to 255. I plus plus. Now we are printing I. Here also I. Integers. Now we don't know the characters. Integers I am explaining. Look at this. Left side one time and right side one time. Printing that I values. Now this right side I value, I want to convert into character. Convert into character. So simply like this char. When you execute the code, now the left side you will get the value and right side you will get corresponding character. If something is not giving on the online compiler, let me show you here. Of course, all the 256 symbols, 256 symbols not, 256 values not containing the characters. See, there is a beep sound also between one ASCII value beep sound. 0 is a blank, 1 is some smiley, 2 is also smiley, and some 4 symbols. And here it is, some of the things are not there. And in between, suppose see, you can start with 65, capital A. Even for 0 to 9 also, 48 to 57. Lowercase starts with a 97, like that. If some of the things not assigned, initialize with a question marks also. Right? 0 to 255. All the symbols you can display, that is nothing but ASCII character set. ASCII character set. This is the simple way of working with the characters and displaying the ASCII values and completely displaying the ASCII character set. Please do this quick. Next, with the for loop, few more examples. See here, I just want to display the multiplication table for the given number. Suppose if they give 7, 7 is multiplied with 1 is 7. 7 is multiplied with a 2 is a 14. Like this. Finally, 7 is multiplied with a 10 equals to 70. So the question is, taking one number, int n is equals to any number they can give. Total how many times you have to repeat the loop? 10 times I need to repeat the loop. So I starts with 1, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus. 10 times we need to repeat. After this, we are printing. What is that? See what we are printing here. What we are printing. First, we need to print 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. What is this 7? N. What is this? N. So, first we need to write N. Concatenation. Next, see star, 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 star. That star we need to display. Next, concatenation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is this? I value is changing every time. I. After that, equals to symbol, equals to. Then look at this. 7 into 1, 7. 7 into 2, 14. And so on. 7 into 10, 70. Is nothing but n is multiplied with I. N is multiplied with I. If you display in this format, then you will get the output. For loop, for loop. Of course, not print. It's a system.out.println. Any number you can take. N value not only 7, 23. Then the table is a 23rd table will print. 23 into 1. 23 into 2. 23 into 3. Like this, all values are printing. Simple one. Okay. Now in the same way, I just want to display, calculate the sum of first n numbers. Suppose if n equals to 5, not with a formula, with for loop. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, 15. So simply you need to repeat the loop 1 to n. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on up to n. Whatever the n value. It n value maybe 10 they can give, 50 they can give, 500 they can give. We need to declare one variable sum equals to 0, and we keep on adding the value. Keep on adding the value. First I value add to sum. 0 plus 1. Value become 1. Value become 1. In the next iteration, 2 value will be added to the sum. So 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2. Value become 3. Like this. Next 3 plus 3. Value become 6. 6 plus 4. Value become 10. 10 plus 5. Value become 15. Like this, you keep on adding. But important point is, see, look at this. I'm taking one value, n equals to any value, suppose simply 5. Here what I'm doing, I'm just taking that variable sum equals to 0. Some value 0. See, we need to repeat the loop up to n. For loop, int I is equals to 1, I less than or equals to, please don't write 5. You have to write n, because n value you cannot fix. It may be 5, it may be 15, it may be 500. Less than or equals to n, I plus plus. These many times you need to repeat. Inside every time, we are writing like this. Sum equals to sum plus I. Outside we are printing that system.out.print sum. The important point is, don't print inside. Don't print inside. If you print inside, how many times loop will repeat? Every time the sum value will print. Suppose if n value 5, 5 times will print. This is final output we are expecting. But 5 times every time what is the sum value is printing. I want final sum value. Instead of printing inside the loop, print outside the loop. So the point is what to print inside and what to print outside, that you need to learn, that you have to understand. This is the simple way of writing that finding sum of first n numbers program. 15. Try this. And one more example also you can try just like this. Finding the factorial of given number. Factorial of given number. What is that factorial? If n is equals to 5, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Of course, not only this, simply you can write 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. This one also we can do. This one also we can do. Either 5 to 1 or 1 to 5. We need to repeat. But instead of sum, find fact equals to 1. Fact equals to 1. Then you are multiplying every time. 1 into 1, 2 into, 3 into, 4 into, 5 into, like this. So first 1 is multiplied with 1, value 1. Next iteration is multiplied with a 2. In the next iteration, multiplied with a 3, becomes 6. Next, multiplied with a 4, 24. Multiplied with a 5, it's 120, like this. Suppose if you take 0, when you are multiplying the value, it will be 0. So instead of just fact I'm using, fact is equals to fact into I. Print outside once again. Please don't use 0. If it is 0, you will get the output is 0. It should be 1. Then you will get the output is a 120. Okay. See, these are one level of programs, for loop programs in Java. One more, suppose for loop inside conditional, for loop inside another for loop, those programs also will come. All these programs, around 20 programs we discussed today, all these programs you quickly practice. Okay, now you can leave for today.